Wow.
Yeah, it's always very cold in here.
Wow. Wow.
Okay, so we are going to get started now. And I will be a woman every day. Ooh, you be my man. Hi, good morning. And I will be a woman every day. I will be a woman, yeah. All right, that's it. I'm gonna be a woman every day. You are listening to Smooth 98.1. Your love music.
No, that going to be on.
Beat your mind. All right, so we're going live.
You start with figuring out what does health look like for me physically, mentally, emotionally, and work really hard on being good at you.
Healthy mind, healthy body, healthy life. Soul Food on Smooth 98.1.
Okay. Good morning. Love music, love life. You're listening to Smooth 98.1. And we don't just love music, we don't just love life. We know that for you to have a healthy life, you need to have great information. It's why we have the conversation about your health and wellness every Saturday from 8 till 8:30. We call it Soul Food. And the aim of it is to provide adequate, correct, and accurate information so that you can make informed choices that will help to keep you out of the hospital, except for checkups. And that's why we're talking about nutrition this morning. Not just any topic on nutrition, but the frequently asked questions on nutrition. For instance, is Gary bad for your eyes? Do I need supplements? Do I need to take electrolyte with my water? And so on. So that's what we're discussing this morning. And of course, it's about you, which is why you can be a part of the conversation. You can send in your questions via WhatsApp. And the WhatsApp line is 0809-444-0981. Again, the WhatsApp line 0809-444-0981. And the call line is 0201-448-9981. I am not going to be doing this alone, even though I went to school to study food, nutrition, and dietetics. I never really practiced with it. And guess what? I have someone who's practicing with it and who went to the same school with me. So, you know, when you go to school, there are some serious people and there are some people that you just know, this person is not going to do anything with their certificates. That's it. And she is so passionate about educating you about your health and wellness. And she is a clinical dietitian, nutritionist, and certified in a number of things. She is the food doctor, and she is Udeme Umoh-Isemin. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Shil. How are you today? So good to see your beautiful face. Well done. Well done. You inspire me a lot. I want to be like you when I grow up. But it's nice to be here.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure to have you here. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I think I want to start with one that many times we debate and we almost never put to bed the opinion or we never really agree on it, on the action plan or what it is that we all believe about it. And that's food supplements. Some say you don't need it. Some say you do. And some say, for instance, if you don't stay in the sun for a long or you don't go out in the sun, you should always take vitamin D supplement. And some say as you're getting older, as a woman especially, you should be taking some supplements or the other. Question is, do I need food supplements?
All right. So good morning. Good morning, our viewers. Good morning, everyone. I hope we're doing well this Saturday morning. All right. So the first question is that do I need supplements? Now, let me say this. It is called supplements for a reason. It's supposed to be assisting or aiding something and not be the main thing. So, yes, supplements could be relevant in cases where, as you're getting older, your body cannot provide the nutrient that it needs, or it cannot break down or use the nutrients you get from food. So that's where supplements comes in. Also, maybe in the course of pregnancy, when somebody is ill and they need something just in the interim, a temporary relief. So our advice that for supplements, it should not replace your food. It should be still your main meal. And if need be, not for everybody, if need be. Now, why do I say if need be? Because supplements taking over a period of time can begin to alter the way your body functions. For instance, if you take some vitamins, it could cause blood thinning, which could increase bleeding in women. And also, even when we take supplements for too long, it can begin to affect their family planning
Hello, Udeme, are you still there?
stuffs, the drugs they use for family planning. So, after important to use them in the interim. Yes.
Please go on.
You were about asking me.
No, I didn't hear you for a second. I think it was a network disruption. So you were saying something about the supplement affecting the effectiveness of the family supplement or family planning.
Yes, supplements affect. So when you use supplements for a long period of time, it alters the way drugs are being used or absorbed in your body. Like I mentioned, for instance, now that if you use some supplements, I won't call names or brands on the call. If you use some supplements when you have family planning in you, it can cause internal bleeding. Also, if you use supplements in some other cases where not needed or where not required, it can alter the way other drug, for instance, somebody who is on a hypertensive drug or somebody is on diabetes, and then you're taking other supplements with it. And also, another thing about supplements is that they are supposed to be used in moderation. So when there's an overdose of the drugs in your body, it can begin to alter the way your system works. It can lead to liver breakdown, can lead to kidney malfunction, other organs of the body can begin to function. So supplement is supplement for it's supposed to supplement, it's supposed to assist and not be your main meal. So supplements are good when they are needed and not when they are not needed.
Okay, seems like you've answered it, but I just like crystal clarity. So when do you know you need them? Will it be recommended by your nutritionist, by your doctor, your pharmacist, or you just feel it's time for me? I'm not eating enough. I should go get supplements.
Okay, so you know it's time to get supplements when you know that your body has a need for a particular nutrient, and over time you've observed that you're not able to get it from food. So it means it has to be recommended by your doctor or by your health professional. But at the same time, you want to go with trusted health professional, because some professionals are just naturally greedy. They want to just make money from supplements. And supplements contain just one nutrient. And if you listen to me often, I said one nutrient cannot solve all the problems or all the needs that your body has. So it's just one way. That's why it's so important to eat food, because if you eat one meal, you can get other nutrients just from one meal. But for supplements, it's that you're having supplement for amino acids alone, or you're having supplement for maybe vitamin something, or vitamin K, or calcium, or potassium, or thereabouts. So you only get it when you know that your body has a need for it, or your body cannot absorb it, or there's an inhibition in an absorption of nutrients in your body, which has to be your lab test has to tell you that. Don't just come and say, oh, this thing is trending, everybody in my office is buying it, you should go and buy it too, it's good. Oh my body, what works for A may not work for B. So let your doctor recommend for you that this is what you should take. And then ask him, doctor, what dosage and what period of time should I be taking this? It's only when we have the elderly ones, because their guts are not active as the younger ones. They are the ones I feel, okay, if need be, they can now stay on supplement. For the young people who are less than 50, I don't see what we are doing with supplements, except it's a temporary use or relief for a period of time, just to address a particular deficiency. Apart from that, I don't think we have a need for it.
Thank you very much. Still related to that question. Folate. It said that once a lady already is nursing the idea of getting pregnant, she should start to take folic acid. What do you think?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Can you hear me now?
For a bit. Yeah, it's better now.
I'm talking about folic acid. It is said that once a woman is already nursing the idea of getting pregnant, even if she's just hitting puberty or so, she should start to take folic acid. So I'm asking for your take on that.
Yes, absolutely. The moment a woman clocks the age of reproduction or preparing her body for pregnancy, folic acid is one of the supplements that she should be taking. Why? Because the body cannot produce, no matter what, because of the baby you are preparing to carry. The baby has to be ready. Why am I saying so? In the first 7 weeks of conception, the major organs of a baby's body has already been formed.
Mm.
And every cell is formed from the nutrient that they receive from the food you're eating or from what the body is receiving, either from food or from supplements. So yes, for a woman who is preparing for pregnancy, folic acid is very, very important. Vitamin B12, in order to get her to get more blood, to prevent anemia later, and also to improve her iron stores. So vitamin B12, folate, yes, they're important. That's for a season, like I said, it's for that period when the body is prepared. But once she's put to bed, or when the doctor says it's time to stop, then she has to. Not staying, when I talk about supplement in this context, not staying for it over a long period of time, just when the need arises. And then when you are done with that phase, you return back to the usual, except for the elderly ones, yes.
Okay. Thank you for your answer. I think that was detailed, and anyone who had questions like that would have had their answers. Now let's move on to something that I don't know if we're ever going to be rid of this or if we're ever going to stop explaining it over and over again. Ginger and lemon drink, will it make a person lose weight?
No, you won't. No, it won't.
What will it do for you? Because the only thing I know, it can help your metabolism, but please enlighten us on that.
Okay, so I explained this to somebody a few days ago. I said there are two kinds of immunity. There's the acquired immunity and there's the adaptive immunity. Adaptive is the one that your body helps you fight infection as God has created us. We have a standby immune system, our white blood cells that are taking care of infections every now and then. Then we have the acquired one. Acquired is the one that you get from external factors that also assist in fighting infection. So people always think that lemon and ginger is going to help them lose weight. Meanwhile, they are just antioxidants and anti-inflammatories that help you fight inflammation in the body. Now, when you take these things over a period of time, for a long period of time, and you stop it, you have stopped your adaptive immune system and you have taken the acquired one. So the moment you stop taking it, your body begins to react to it.
Mm.
And like I said, these things are they contain micronutrients. Micronutrients are needed in the body in small quantities. So when you overdose on all this ginger tea, that junk, that, and all of those things, after a period of time, you come to what they call nutrient toxicity, which can cause different problems. So the good you thought you were doing now becomes the
If you can hear me,
lemon boiled in water.
the last thing I heard was the good you thought you were doing.
Yeah, the good you thought you were doing becomes the bad. Like recently, I rarely have a cold, but recently I had a cold, I think due to stress. And I took lemon, I boiled lemon. I've not had lemon in maybe 3 years. Or even I can't even remember the time I ever had lemon. I just boiled lemon in hot water, put a spoon of honey, just twice, the night and the night before. And I felt relieved. Why? Because of the anti-inflammatory that those stuffs had, the lemon and the honey has. And it took care of the problem, and that was the end of it. I didn't have to go there to drink anything again because I was better. So it doesn't help you lose weight in any way. No. Whatever has not been backed up by science or have not been proven is just someone's opinion, not a fact.
All
Yeah.
right,
So
thank
it
you for
doesn't.
that. And I hope that we do have more people who are going to have huge jars of lemon and ginger water to lose weight. If you're going to lose weight, there are other ways to go about it. And you want to start by counting your calories, not looking
There's
for.
no magic around it. It's garbage in, garbage out. Weight loss is calorie intake, calorie expended. There's no magic else around. That's just the solution. Intake and output. That's it.
Thank you. On WhatsApp, Charles
Yeah.
Chidozie says, I don't
Mhm.
subscribe to supplements. My orientation has always been balancing my meals and eating right. Eating fruit in their season is enough to
Thank
supply us
you.
with all the nutrients our body deserves. And coming to cruise,
Yes, exactly.
Cruz on WhatsApp says, is Gary good for your eyes? We can as well get to that question because there are
At all.
many schools of thoughts that say that Gary will weaken our eyesight, and some said no. And I personally am a Gary ambassador, and I'm not even ashamed. It's I love my Gary. I'm sorry. So, what exactly should I think about?
um. Okay. So the fact that there's a danger in one thing doesn't mean that the entire food should just be thrown away. They say that doesn't because a child is misbehaved, it doesn't mean that you throw away the child. I don't. There's a proverb like that.
Don't
So
throw the
what
baby out.
causes that problem in diarrhea? Yes, with the water. So just because curry contains cyanide, which is something that we think causes eyesight, but thank God for the way it is processed. So the act of processing it has already eliminated the residue of cyanide, which is a problem that has to do with the eyesight people are running away from. So for it to be able to go down with that problem, you should have taken Gary to a point that you have to have a minimum daily consumption of maybe about 5 kg of Gary. And nobody drinks 5 kg of Gary every day. Nobody does that. I should have taken it for such a long period of time. So if Gary doesn't cause eye problem, because the what we're running away from, which is cyanide, has already been taken off. And what is left in the Gary is so little that it has little or no effect. So it's the quantity you've consumed, and which is, I don't think if it's by that, every Nigerian should be walking blind by now. Because an average Nigerian grew up with Gary in their house. Not the Gen Zs anyway. The millennials, the ones that are in their 30s and above, almost everyone had a feel of drinking Gary when they were growing up. Even till now. So
Oh
no, that
yeah.
doesn't hold some water.
I
No,
think there
that's
is
not correct.
something about Gary water on a hot and sunny day. There is a way it
Yeah.
refreshes your soul. So
Yeah.
yes, Gary water over regular water.
But there are other benefits of Gary that people don't talk about. For instance, when Gary goes through the process of fermentation, it has introduced what is called probiotics into it, which is something that we don't look into.
Oh really? Tell me more.
Yeah, it has probiotics. Just the way we talk about fufu, which is what your gut needs, which is what, as a lady, a healthy vagina also needs. Probiotics, like you have your yogurt, your Greek yogurt, your fufu, your gari. So that process of fermentation, cassava, and all of those things have their additions. As they done their additions, they also have their deductions of the cyanide in the act of processing. So it's
Hmm.
really safe for us to eat, guys. Yeah, it is. Whether we are drinking or whether we are doing. So what's the difference between the hot water? For when you say drinking Gary, say you eating eba. Because the difference between eba and Gary is hot water and cold water. Hello. The difference between eba and drinking Gary is hot water and cold water.
Okay, so on WhatsApp, Crew says, but I did trick person the morning after drinking Gary before going to bed. Well, I think this is common with heavy carbohydrates, or Abina only me. Thank you, Chris, for that question because I was going to come to it. I have had people who know their body and say that after taking Gary, they actually feel some sort of side effect. So is it true or is it in the mind?
No, it could be number one, it could be the mind, because the mind is very powerful and very strong. It could be the mind. Number two, it can just be true. I've had people say, oh, when I eat bread, I have migraine. When I have noodles, I have this. So some people just have those, but it's one out of. It's not enough to generalize that. I don't know if you get my point. It's not enough to generalize. We all have different foods that we react to or we're allergic to. So they could just be something that's about the process of maybe the garlic production that I've been allergic to. It can also be the source of where you get it from. Some people are so greedy in the production that they don't take time to eliminate the amount quantity of cyanide in it. But if you go to the normal process, which is where government should come in and also ensure that production and processing is done the right way.
Mm.
So that's the challenge. It's how it's being processed. Who am I buying my Gary from? And that's why I like the way is I always tell people most times to always buy the one that's been fortified with palm oil, which is vitamin A and beta carotene, which is the yellow guy that has palm oil. At least you have an advantage over there, you know. So that's it. Yes, they could be, of course, but that's not a generic. It's not enough to say everyone or generally Gary causes eye problem. No, that's not sufficient enough. Yeah.
All right, so we have a number of comments, and we'll also circle back to the supplements issue because there are a number of comments on that. On Instagram, CFI in Care says, I still had Gary at 1:20 a.m. today.
This
The question
morning.
is, why were you up till late? And Kunzi.dan says, I disagree. The concept of supplements depends on where you live. If you live in certain countries, certain things are fortified with certain vitamins, e.g., vitamin D,
Yes,
e.g.,
for those parts
trees.
of the country. Yeah, we'll still coming to when we have questions of vitamin D.
Yes. And further said, certain food are fortified milk, for instance, fortified with vitamin D. Yes, she mentioned that rather. We'll get to the vitamin D question. But I want to go back to YouTube. By the way, we're live on YouTube and you can join the conversation there. YouTube.com/smooth 981 FM Lagos. Faith Uba says, thank you, Udeme. As a licensed dietitian, are there any regulatory bodies aside maybe NAFDAC that regulates the sales of supplements in Nigeria? There are quite a number of vendors these days that are online. Then is NAFDAC even involved in any ways on the sales of numerous supplements online on social media? And she said, or he said, I am asking because since you've advised it's best to eat healthy, then don't you think there should be a sort of regulatory body on the sales of supplements so the usage isn't abused? That's another question from her, but I'll start with that one. So back to the supplement issue and regulation.
Okay, I'm not a pharmacist. I'm not a pharmacist, but I would say that yes, there's supposed to be, but you're in Nigeria, we're in Nigeria. There's support, of course, everything that has to do with food safety, food well-being, food health. You're supposed to have the SOM, you're supposed to even have a body standby in ensuring that those things are regulated. The SON, they are there, the NAFDAC, they are there to ensure that everything that one is consuming. And if you can also stick to the fact that you don't buy over-the-counter medications, or someone doesn't just come and say, if you take one drugs, your back pain, your head pain, your leg pain, will just vanish. If we have where we work based on doctors' prescriptions alone, I think would just be better than just resting on an aunt suggestion or an uncle suggestion or over-the-counter medications, drugs rather. Yes, so I think now I always tell people that you can so much blame society or not blame society, but you are responsible for your health. We may think, yeah, government may fail and may not have failed us, but we also have to be as knowledgeable as we can to ensure that we take care of our health and do the right thing. So for now, welcome to Nigeria.
Exactly. All right, now we
So,
can as well. Do you
okay,
want to
the
say
vitamin
something?
D question. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's tell you. Okay, so I totally agree. For the vitamin D, like I said, when the need arises, I think I really, really stressed on that. So if you live in a place where you don't have access to sun, of course, vitamin D is required because your body needs it. Yes, even though it's required that we go out before the morning sun, before 10 a.m., at least 30 minutes, take a walk around the morning sun, and then just absorb. Because why we recommend that is easily absorbed as compared to supplements. It just goes directly into your body, the vitamin D from the sun. And of course, someone said I'm not saying that supplements are fake, but you can never compare original with something that looks like the original. Yeah, vitamin D is vitamin, and God had everything why He created the sun and the moon. They have their roles to play. And no research has been able to beat down the fact that the sun is still the richest source, the richest and the most absorbable form of vitamin D. So, but if you live in a place or in a weather, on a continent, or in a country where that is not available, of course, you can use your supplements as recommended and the right dosage. Yeah.
And still on the sun issue, is that a certain time if I go out 4 p.m. or 1 p.m. will I still get my dose of vitamin D?
No, you might be getting the UV rays and all of those things. So it's always recommended that before 10 a.m. at least. We're not saying just go and stand in the sun. If you want to do that, that's fine. But just find a way to get outside the house, outside where there's a covering of every shelter, just get into something before the very harsh one comes. Morning before 10 a.m. is the recommendation. At least 15 to 20, 30 minutes outside before 10 a.m. in the morning.
Thank you. All right. So another question from Faith. She said, kindly shed more on the bitter leaf juice the elderly drink. What's your take on this, please?
And why do they take bitter leaf juice? That's the first question I want to ask. What's the idea around taking the bitter leaf juice? Because I feel like, why would I waste my entire time to consume something when I can get the better part of it? For
What do you
instance,
mean?
bitter leaf has vitamins and then it has the fiber, and the adults really need fiber. So why do juice when I can have both the juice and fiber and the other nutrients? So instead of just taking bitter leaf juice, why not just have bitter leaf?
Okay, so let me spin the question around. Another side of that is bitter leaf combined with scent leaf, I think, the juice. So for some, they use it in the control of their metabolism. For some, it's said to have some positive effects on the control of blood glucose. Is there any scientific backing?
No. Every green vegetables have a good effect in controlling your blood glucose level.
So
Almost
for
every
someone
green
who is
vegetables.
diabetic, there is no point trying to take
Yeah,
it a sort of.
even no, it won't, because that can only it's not controlling. It's only going to how do I call it now? The vitamins replicate. The body is being replenished with those vitamins, but the fiber that the diabetic patients really really needs, they're not taking it. They're not
So in other
taking it.
words, chew
So
everything rather than extracting the juice.
exactly, just make something nice with it and then eat it.
Ah, well, then
Add it
that
with
thing is.
other nutrients like vitamin C from pepper. Add your fish. Add spices. That is more holistic. So I always tell people that when you want to eat, think premium or nothing. Think premium or nothing. Whatever I'm eating, is it giving me premium nutrient or empty nutrients? So that's the way you think when you are eating. Am I getting premium nutrient from it, or I'm getting empty nutrients from it? Everybody's eating every day, but am I eating premium or nothing? So that's the way I tell my clients recently and lately, that just think premium when you are eating.
Okay.
What food can give me the best nutrient that I want, and then make that choice than just.
Mm. Still on diabetes, honey and dates. Is it healthier? Is it a better replacement for the refined sugar, or stay away from everything totally?
That's a very controversial topic. Okay, so honey is one of the most adulterated products we have in the world, not just in Nigeria, because we really don't get, before it gets to the final consumers, it has gone through the hands of many people. And because we want to make maximum profits, we include sugar syrup into honey. Sugar syrup is when you boil sugar in hot water and it melts, and over a period of time, it gives you this gelatin form
Oh,
of so they add it to the original honey and it increases the volume. So the end product is that what's your body going to absorb at the end of the day, whether it's taking date or sugar, dates or glucose, it's going to absorb. The last breakdown is glucose. It's glucose. So you want to be careful of the quantity that you are using. And then when you are using, and then if possible, stay away from it. I always ask, if you're a diabetic patient, just stay. If you can afford the artificial sweeteners, stevia and the likes, that's fine. But if I were you, I would rather not take it at all, or take it in very, very, like a teaspoon, that's like 5 grams, together with a meal that has starchy vegetables that will help to reduce the rate at which it is being absorbed into the body. So they say whether it's dates, whether if you take a teaspoon of it will still boost your sugar up. If you take honey, it will boost your sugar up. The only good thing about dates is that it has other vitamins attached to it. And then, of
mm,
course, it's not easily, even though it's going to say end up in glucose, it is not adulterated as the honey. So even when you decide that, okay, I want to do dates, you have to still be careful of the quantity that you are using.
mm.
Quantity will matter. When it comes to diabetes management, it is the quantity that matters. What should I eat some? What should I eat more? And what should I eat less? You can eat everything, yes. There's a category of I'm eating this more, I'm eating this in some, I'm eating it less. So once you can handle the some, more, and less, you're fine as a diabetic patient.
Thank you for that clarity. At least we know now that it's not much about honey being an issue. It's more of the source and importantly, the quantity of everything that you're taking. So we're gradually getting to the end of this conversation. Just adding extra in case you have a question or the other. WhatsApp line is 0809 444 0981. Cruise, catching cruise on WhatsApp says, so lying on the beach at high noon is punishment, not the best dose of vitamin D. You heard it.
It's not. It's not. Maybe we don't have for nice pictures. You know, the sun makes the picture very fine.
Yeah, unless you want to take some Instagram content. Okay,
Exactly.
the eggs question. Udeme, how many eggs can I eat per day?
Averagely 2 per day. A healthy person. Averagely 2 per day. Yes.
Should the elders, the senior citizens, reduce their consumption of eggs as they increase or as they get older, rather?
Yes, they should. Not just okay, so what's the problem with egg? Cholesterol, right? I'm sure that's where everybody's coming at. But there are other forms of cholesterol that we don't pay attention to. Number one, fried foods. You know, when you consume too much of fried food. I remember one of my bosses then when I was training in Lutz and she had high cholesterol. And for 1 month, she didn't eat any fried food. No fried chicken, no fried plantain, no fried chips, no fried, nothing fried. And then her beef was actually quantified because beef also is a rich source of cholesterol. Yeah, it is. Especially when you are buying the shark, the ishon, all those, you know, just the way the fats are around the animals are just the way it's going to go into your body now. There's no, it's obvious. It's very obvious. You get. So I think for the other thing, egg is not really the culprit. That's a mistake we made. It's the other things that you add that are also dietary sources of cholesterol. And as you grow older, there's a tendency of you having more dietary cholesterol. The body just produces more. Yes, as you get older. So senior citizens
Okay.
as well need to now be careful. As I said, as they grow older, they can reduce their quantity from, 2 to 1. And then, of course, other dietary sources of cholesterol as well, like trans fats, pizza, baked foods, and all of those stuff. You should really, really reduce them. I still spoke to a 90-something-year-old man last week, and he was telling me that when he's on break, he still goes to the law firm to do his work, and then he tells me, "Mama, most snacks. Want to take snacks? I have donuts, my bottle of soda." I'm like, wow.
Mm?
And he has health. Yes, and he has health issues. That's why they consulted me last week. Yes, 90 something. I still mind somebody that was something the other time too, who has hypertension and still takes because the daughter bakes very nice banana breads and red velvet cake, and daddy just eats innocently. And his blood pressure kept going up. By the time we now checked, that was a problem. We now had to take that out. And then that is really doing fine now. So as you grow older, you don't just eat these things that you were used to eating. No. As you grow older, you eat to live. You don't live to eat. As you grow older,
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. All right, so on a final note, Ngozi on Instagram says, but I was told that it is only one that works. That's for the egg. You know what you said about eating 2 eggs. For the longest time, I have heard that as well, that even if you eat 2 eggs, only one will work. And I'm not sure why.
no, that's not true. Because eggs has other major nutrients. That's choline, it has magnesium, it has vitamins, it B2, B2. It has other amazing nutrients that the body actually needs. It has selenium, like the seafood. Not most foods have those nutrients. So it's not about, like I said, the cholesterol is like the minimal thing, you
Yeah,
know.
as well as the lutein and the zeaxanthin, the ones good for your eyes.
Exactly. So there are so many important things that it has. So you won't, because of one problem, now ditch and lose out on the other ones. No, no.
I am
So it's
going to
fine.
block Cruz on WhatsApp at this point because he said, just 2, Mama put jollof rice, small fried rice, 4 eggs, small meat, small vegetable, and soup on one a bad package, not balanced diet. Or Madam, give me 3 egg rolls and 2 puff is not good. What if we
Mm.
increase the quantity of vegetable? Cruz, really?
It's Yeah, you say cruise now.
I give up. I give up.
But you
Well,
say
thank
cruise.
you. But then please quickly touch on that vegetable, the importance of adding or being deliberate about vegetables in our meals and what we should even think about when we say vegetables, because chances are that what comes to our minds when we hear vegetables are the leafy ones. But I want to assume that we have
The
more
other
than the green
one,
leafy.
yeah, yes, yes. So, I was having a conversation recently with someone. I was saying jollof fries and fried rice. Which one do you think is the healthier option? They're like, of course, jollof rice is big. Nigerian jollof rice. And but I shared with them that I think fried rice is really, really a better option to jollof rice, especially if you have diabetes, because of the vegetables that are available there. So vegetables are not only in green colors; they are in other colors.
Mm.
Now, what do vegetables have? They have something called phytochemical, which means chemicals from plants. So they are in all colors. So that's why they always tell you to eat the rainbow, both in vegetables and in fruit form. Eat the rainbows means eat yellow peppers, eat red peppers, eat purple cabbage if it's available unto you, normal cabbage, cucumber, we have lots of I don't know, lettuce and the likes, the ones we can find available here in Nigeria, depending on what part of the world you live in, because some other part of the world have access to lots of colored vegetables that are not really available to us, except they are imported to us. But while we in this part stay on green vegetable most of the economy, I think it's all we just find easily and available around us. So green vegetables can never ever be underestimated. Like I always tell people that if you want to live long, don't leave your greens.
Mm.
Leave your leaves. If you want to live long, don't leave your leaves. So it's very, very important that your leaves go along with you on a daily basis. And I was sharing, I recently made a post on my book where I said, instead of putting your carbs first on the plate, put your vegetables first. They have a way of disciplining you. It makes you feel serious that, okay, I have to do vegetables first. But if I put vegetable on the plate now, the thing is that vegetables and fruit for us most times are an afterthought.
True.
So
True.
when they are not your first point of contact, you don't tend to get serious with them. Or like my friend who said to me the other day that I've not had vegetable in 2 3 weeks because me tiraye, so that will make it very rich. And if I fall, let me make jam, all those. And I explained to her that you don't.
Not now, network. Please. Not now. Are you back to me?
Yes, can you hear me? Where did you
Now I
stop
can.
hearing me? Okay. So I shared with her that you don't have to have all the snail, fish, and all of those things to make a pot of vegetables. Like recently I stepped out to get something and I turned somebody was having yam porridge and there was no vegetable there. And I'm like, how do you people eat? Like, somebody was eating egusi, no vegetables. How do you people eat? You make pepper soup, no vegetables. Hello, hi. Start even a meal at all. So it's a constant state of incorporating. It's an incorporation. You incorporating. So don't wait till you have it on its own. Make an intention or a choice to incorporate it in your daily meals. Find a
Mm.
way. It doesn't have you don't eat a four when you are eating a banefo or fufu and a four or inyo and egusi. You eat it when you are eating rice, when you add cucumbers to them, when you have it regarding egg sauce. You also have it when you're making beans. Have you tried making curry leaf with beans before? My God, so nice. Curry leaf in beans.
You're putting
Yes.
ideas in my head. At this point,
Seriously,
Udeme, I won't be surprised if you make a cup of tea for me and I find vegetables inside.
yes. In fact, my tea is just a very interesting tea. Hibiscus tea. There are lots of really, really nice teas.
You mean Zobo?
Vegetable. Yes. You've not had the tea. In fact,
I
there are three best teas in the world: hibiscus tea, green tea, and chamomile tea.
Yeah, chamomile is quite soothing for my body. Yeah, that
Yes,
I love.
those three teas are mad. If you know someone around who has high blood pressure, let them just stay on hibiscus tea. Yeah.
Mm. AKA Zobo.
AKA Zobo, yes, please tell me that. And I have some people who are already coming creative with it in Nigeria here, where they put they blend their hibiscus leaf themselves, put cinnamon and cloves in a tea bag, and they sell, and it's really, really nice. My dad has it, and is doing really fine, even with hypertension. So it's something that really helps you crash blood pressure. Yes, hibiscus tea, yeah.
Thank
Green
you.
tea, of course, and then chamomile tea. You know already.
Yeah. And I guess those who refer to their chocolate drink as tea feel attacked at this point because what you're taking is not tea. You're
It's
taking sugar
chocolate
and
drink.
chocolate.
It's chocolate drink. Not tea. Teas are tea bags.
Yeah. Crew says at this rate, Oluwaseun, you need to start providing breakfast. Oh, so we are certain we are shopping correct and in the right quantities. Ask her about puff puff alata. I am suspecting that. Go away, Cruz. On WhatsApp or from Instagram, Lydia says, my question is about 4 weeks before pregnancy. I've seen babies who didn't really look as good, as healthy as you think after being born, despite how well the mom fed for the good and or the good medications that she had. Please, what's the reason?
Yeah, were there any health complications like gestational diabetes, preeclampsia? Because those things also can affect the baby. And also, was she eating appropriately? Most women just feel, like I said, because it's supplement does not mean that it will be a substitute for your main food. So not
Mm.
because once I have my folate in the morning, I'm good to go. Most pregnant women they don't eat well when they are pregnant, or even when they are preparing for pregnancy. Once they have their folate, they feel that that's all they need. So, but I don't believe, except there are other medical underlying complications or underlying issues. Once you eat well and you have your folate as a pregnant woman, and you have a healthy body weight, your baby should come out really fine. Except there are other issues. Yeah.
I mean, I would love us to go on this show with this discussion, but we have to because of time. Send Faji on WhatsApp says, oh, more, I love this. Oh, yeah, I love your exposures. We know, but at times we enjoy our old eating habits. And sometimes we just like the sugar and the taste and how it makes us feel good in the moment. But like Udeme said, as we grow older, of which we're all growing older, we need to change our position and our mindsets from living to eat to eating to live. And take care of your body now, and later on, your body will take care of you. That's important. Thank you so much, the food doctor. It's been a
Thank you.
pleasure seeing you.
Thank
And you
you.
can check out on social media. Your handle is at,
Meet the food doctor.
all right, across all social media platforms.
Yes, on Facebook. Of course, I have my Instagram. Then on LinkedIn, Udeme Umoh on LinkedIn. And of course, my WhatsApp. If you need maybe consultation, dietary advice regarding anything, just buzz me on my Instagram. I'll answer very quickly.
Thank you. I mean, we cannot thank you enough for the insights that you have provided this morning. And I
Thank
hope
you for
that
having
somebody
me.
takes heed. So in case you have missed out on this conversation or you felt you missed out on something that was said, you can go back to our YouTube channel. That is at Smooth 981 FM Lagos. At Smooth 981 FM Lagos. I think you should share this with your family and friends for them to have better information on their nutrition and ultimately their health. Next week on Soul Food, we'll return with another topic, another discussion, and we hope that you'd be a part of it. My name is Oluwaseun Olusegun, and do take care of yourself. Bye for now.
Oh, your number one radio station.
Thank you. So let me allow you get back to your activities.
I love
Thank you so
you.
much. I will call back in a short while to have you again
Okay.
on nutrition.
Okay.